What up, people? This is your boy Gerald. It is the 3rd of December. Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said? It is the 3rd of December, 2015, y'all. We are in that last month. The countdown has already began, but it already began the beginning of the year, but you didn't realize it. So I'm asking you to take a second. Take that second so that you can see where you are. Look around. I need you to focus on this aspect right here. I want you to focus on something real quick. Yeah, I know I'm playing with my hair. My hair is long, but that's what God does. Think about what you were doing a year ago. That's right, 3rd December, 2014. Okay, you got that? I'll give you a second for some of y'all. Think about what you had envisioned as Christmas came through, as New Year's hit, and that second week into January when stuff started to break off, the promises that you made. Okay? Now, from that point, January, to now, do you realize how much movement you have made in your life? Do you realize how many people that you have been in front of? Okay, don't want to say it that way. Think about your mileage on your speedometer on your ride. Think about it. Remember where it was the beginning of the year and look at it now. Matter of fact, when you start your day, if you haven't started your day, or when you end your day and you look at it, you had a lot to do with that. So guess what? Those connections had meaning, good or bad, because you were there. Now, with that being said, take the perspective of 2016. Now, I'm going to drop a 2016 video. You best believe that. But what I want you to understand is this. If you think for 1 second that everything you have gone through, good or bad, has no merit, you are sadly in denial. How much cause and effect do you have to go through to see before you convince yourself that there is a higher realm, there is a higher calling, there is a higher purpose for why those beautiful lungs continue to take in that precious air? You know, every time you breathe is another opportunity to do what you're not doing. Every time that you turn around and have to make a choice, because everything you do, cognitively or not, is about free will. Everything. So if everything is about free will, it's about choice, then it's a choice what you seeing. It's a choice what you feeling and how you adapt. So, once again, 11 months have gone by in your life. those 11 months you're not going to get back. 11 months there may have been tears. 11 months there may have been laughter. 11 months there may have been understanding of the makings of you. But you are nowhere near who you are destined to be. You're not there yet. You haven't did the work. I say this because you know how you get the validation on that? You get to age. You get to watch your body come into another level of self. I know I'm talking to someone. Don't get it twisted when you're thinking, well, you know what? That's because, is that why I got all these ailments going on, Gerald? Because I don't want this. This is because I got all these concoctions of pills that I got my little Monday through Sunday little pill bottle that I got to mandate. And if I don't, my body's just going to rebel. No, I'm not talking about that, because that was actions taken. Those were things that possibly could have been prevented. But one thing you got to do is you got to stop fooling yourself. You can fool them. You can tell them anything. Because guess what? They doing that to you right now. You keep trying to spin that wheel of, oh, it'll fit eventually. You are nothing. You're just burning time. Why won't you see it for what it is? If there's no growth in it, why does it have anything to do with your life? Why? Anything that does not spawn growth is nothing but a liability. Because you could take your time, energy, resources, and apply it to something that will. So ask yourself this: why am I doing this? Why am I a slave to myself? Because you'll come to understand 9 times out of 10, the things that you're going through are done indirectly, and the person ain't nowhere to be seen. So they are inside you. It's funny because, last night, it's kind of slow. And when it's slow, I immediately jump in prayer. I try to stay connected to the Holy Spirit. And I found my mind drifting to a place. And I'm not talking daydreaming. I'm saying being still. If you be still within yourself, things unbeknownst to you will be revealed. But before you can do that, you got to be courage to be vulnerable to yourself. I know I'm talking to someone. I feel it in my spirit. Someone saying, well, Gerald, you make it seem like you wish bad on people. No, I don't. If you think I wish bad on your growth, you're not listening to what I'm conveying. If anything, I'm trying to encourage you to have the courage to see what your blocks is. You sitting over there on like a bump in a log over what they did. And the sad thing about it is they don't care. They're not even there. And they have more influence over your life than you. Why? Why? That's like you working Monday through Saturday. You get your paycheck and then you give it to them for their benefit. They don't even care if you live or breathe, but yet they benefit. What's wrong with that scenario? So let's jump back into those months. 11 months have gone by in your life. 11 months you can't get back. These are going to be the archives of known as your memories. And look at the people that You've allowed affiliations with you. You've allowed these people to actually have access to you that genuinely did not have your best interest, and you were self-inflicting your own pain. All they had to do was just wait. For what? For whose benefit? Yours? You're not a punching bag. You're nobody's slave. You're no one's martyr. So why are you not loving yourself? Huh? Why are you not loving yourself? But then I understood. I had something hit me. I felt this in my spirit. It said, Gerald, they can't have their blessings until they have themselves. And it just kind of, I just kept hearing that inside my spirit. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Why would God give you your blessings when you won't fight for what's most important? You. And usually the reason why, because you don't want to do the work. You think life owes you something. Mm-mm. How wrong you are. Think about it. If you saw your self-worth, do you realize how wealthy you would be? Queens, who convinced you you're not beautiful in your own right? That hair salon won't tell you that. They give you something that's only temporary. That supply store don't care. You can walk in there with polka dots on, carrying a banjo. The end goal is you take temporary and they get paid. That's why it's always perpetual. You always go back. Now, it's your choice. You can do whatever you want to do. But think about it. Would your life stop if you stop paying? Would your life stop if you stop talking to people? You already know that one. That one right there, I told y'all. You need to look at this and see who's worthy to be in that. If you're entertaining someone that, and I'm not saying that as a means to be selfish, I'm saying that so that you can see your value. If you're basing your value on your external look, because that's what the flavor of the month is, guess what? You are going to end up by yourself. And guess what? You're going to have a whole lot of people that are going to tell you what they want to do so they can do whatever they want to do to you. And when the chips fall, guess what? They're not going to be there for you. But guess what? They're going to be sure laughing at you because you refused to love yourself. You got to understand something, y'all. Predators don't come with warning signs. They come with deception. And now, more and more, you have women out there that you just one disappointment away from a nervous breakdown. But guess what? That's going to be your breakthrough. Like they said back in the day, and I know some of my parents probably still use this, and peace and blessings to you. When you stop worrying about what's going on outside your house and govern what's going on inside, that's when your harmony will come. When you stop allowing people that do not even deserve to knock on that door access to what should be sacred ground, you'll have peace of mind. I know this needs to go out to someone because I got this feeling that you running out of excuses. And it's not the excuses that you tell them. Like I told you, those people don't care about you. They just want to exploit you. They love it when you disrespect yourself. They love it because the more you disrespect yourself, that's less for them. That's less work they got to do because they know the end goal is they're going to have you the way they want you, only for you to pick up the pieces. So let's go back to those 11 months. If 2015 has been a year of challenge, conflict, or underlining disappointment, I need you to step back and look at why. What was your role in your pain? Because that's your pain. You having debates and arguments to someone that don't even care. They care about more about what you feel like and what you do to them than what they do in return. Don't you realize being yoked is like this? You see it? It's infinity. It should be unbreakable. Your bonds should be unbreakable. You know why they should be unbreakable? Because they're fortified by love. So if you don't love yourself, why are you surprised that your relationships don't work? They don't work because you still don't know you. You got to admit it. You got to admit it to yourself. You're thinking, well, I got a PhD in intimacy, but I'm flunking out on what I need to love myself to feel whole. My queens, for those that are 35 plus, you are failing the young if you do not give the wisdom of your experiences to them. If you turn around keeping your nose up and taking a blind eye because you are looking for the benefit, then you the problem. But more importantly, you have no right to complain on the result. That's right, my mothers. You got kids out there, they wilding out. It's easier for you to go in your room and shut the door than to deal with your child's well-being. And you know what's messed up? All you're doing is seeing an extension of you when you were younger through their actions. But I understand. Some of you are like, well, Gerald, I don't want to be a hypocrite because if I tell them not to do that, but they see me do it, I won't have a leg to stand on. You know what? So you're going to let them possibly ruin their lives because of your pride, because of your ego? Ain't no more pain greater than failing a child. Kings, how much pain you got to go through? Don't you realize everything you see, the sight can be deceived next to the heart? If there's no spirit in there, there's no longevity. But you keep chasing Barnum and Bailey's. You try to balance your life off of what she doing. Newsflash, she hadn't earned the right to be your wife because she was never your friend. The currency exchange was her body and a little bit of conversation. You pay for it with your time, your money, and your emotion. But you too busy worried about what your friends thinking. You too busy worried about, oh, if I take care of me, they're gonna think I'm weak. So you suffer in silence because of what? What's she doing? Jezebel's spirit is real, y'all. How many families do you gotta see get wrecked? How many little girls we gotta see get turned out to become misguided mothers, soulless sons? How much pain do we have to afford before we decide to go within ourselves? It's no secret what we see outside our door, y'all, because God ain't in this. I know somebody's saying, well, why that, Gerald? You know, I told y'all before, even God gets tired of your foolishness. So guess what? His position is this. You so arrogant and you so egotistical? Okay, live your life without me. But the devil's on the flip side saying I'm winning. I'm winning. The devil's a liar. So you know if the devil loses, do you think he care about your life? You're not guaranteed that you're gonna see the morning. You're not guaranteed you're gonna make it home. But I guarantee you can't turn a blind eye to those warning signs that's been going on. Got you blanking like, did I see that? Yeah, you saw it. Those was divine intervention. You got angels that want to do nothing more but to protect you. But nobody can protect you until you decide to protect yourself. And you can't protect yourself until you decide to see the worth of your life. Your life is not based off of how wide you get your legs spread or how much money's in your pocket. None of those things will bring you peace of mind. And even if you are blessed to live the right age, to be called elder, you don't want to look back over your shoulder over your life and say, you know what? I squandered it. Because trust and believe, there are some people in a cold cemetery that wish they could have tomorrow. But you'll never hear them complain because they ain't here. So now, all of a sudden, now we're starting to hear about HIV again. Not that it even left. It's getting to a point where, nah, people are dying. Or the days of symptomatic, nah, stuff is full blown now. People are dropping. Why do you think they keep showing commercials out there? Now, they make hepatitis C like you got the common cold. You don't want to be that person that wakes up and your life has changed forever. You wake up in the morning and you realize that your organs ain't working. Or worse, you as a female want to have kids and you find out you barren. This real talk. But everything I spoke is out of love, so that's you ain't gonna get no lie from me. Queens, don't you realize the more that you continue to disrespect your body, sooner or later God said, well, you know what? I'm gonna take your greatest gift away and you won't be able to have kids. That's when the suffering begins. I know somebody's laughing right now, so well, that's why I got a hysterectomy. It didn't matter why you got a hysterectomy, because guess what? You were not gonna be blessed to be a mother because you failed. Until you work with what you got now and make that whole, God is not going to allow you to bring another life to ruin it. You better get off your high horse. That's why all things done in the dark come back They always do. Because that's how God works. Because you think it's behind closed doors and nobody sees, that's the person that gets to see it the first. That's what the validation comes out. And then you're looking all disheveled because you're wondering, how is that possible? Your arms ain't long enough to box with God because of what you did in another state. Think it never makes out the state line? I know I'm talking to somebody. You out with your homies saying it's all business. And then next thing you know, what you did comes back. I'm not making light of it, but God did say it best. Vengeance is His. And anything that's built on the sand has no foundation. You know why it doesn't have any foundation? Because it was never your life to begin with. So why you fooling yourself? Don't play yourself. Get your life back. Now's the time that you do the work. That's why your life is not going the way you want it to, because it's not in the direction where it needs to go. So guess what? You'll come to understand all those things that you did, everything that you saw that was built off of a lie is no different than going down a highway and getting off on the wrong exit. Sooner or later, you got to turn around and go back. Because if you don't, that's a life squandered. That's a blessing deferred. And that's not a truth spoken. See your worth, y'all. God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Do you think it's a surprise now? All of a sudden, you're starting to see black women in the industry that went on ahead and got that fake stuff done. They're running for the hills to get it pulled out. I told y'all 3 years ago, sooner or later, your body's going to say, I'm tired. It's messing with your DNA, but you're disrespecting your spirit. Have the courage and claim you. Be blessed.